Hi, everybody. I'm Ellen with Advanced Massage Therapies in Carrollton, Georgia, and today I am with Patti. Patti is a good client of mine, and she is a breast cancer survivor, and she's here to tell you her story. So, tell everybody your story, Patti.
Ellen, my story began a long time ago. I have had 5 episodes and scrapes and bumps with cancer over the years, starting in my early 40s till into my seventh decade. So I've been no stranger to cancer and its varying forms. After 2 bouts with maintaining my breast, when the third bout came, the breasts were removed. And then even after that time, I was assured by my physician that I would now be free and clear. Within 4 years, a small nodule was found on the left side of my chest where there was no breast, and it too was cancerous. So I've had quite a roller coaster of ups and downs of how this terrible disease can emotionally and physically bring you down, but also when you get to the lowest part, you just know there's no place else to go except up, and you work at it and you come back. So I am living proof that you can survive that many times and still be a happy camper.
Awesome. Very much a happy camper. I've been just inspired by your whole story and how you're continuing to move forward in life and
Yep,
seek out new adventures and travel and all the wonderful things.
right. Yeah, it is. I have to say that Ellen has been one of the people who has helped me in my circle of wellness to come back to where I knew I could be feeling. And all of the, I was not given any help by anybody in the medical profession on what to do. Each person, whether it's an oncologist or a breast surgeon, they're focused on what they know, and they don't try to look at the entire person. They just look at their specialty. And sometimes those people don't even talk to each other, which is terrible for the person who's left in
Mhm.
the middle of all of this. And so I believe that the universe brings the right people into our paths at the right time. And that is how I came to meet Ellen several years ago. And through another, actually, massage therapist in another state. And we have been working on the issues that were the result of the double mastectomy for most of this time. And it is something that I would recommend to any woman who is facing this. There is the emotional side of, am I going to survive? What am I going to look like? What should I do? And then all of the things that the medical profession is raining down on you and trying to get you to do certain things. Listen to your heart. If your heart says this is not the right protocol or medicine for me, then let your body tell you what's right. Doctors simply look at books and they make statistics, and they 90% of the time want to cut something out instead of trying to come to the root cause of why is this disease hitting this person. But what they don't realize is when you cut something out, something in your body is missing, and your body knows that it's missing, and it doesn't know what to do without that. And that is precisely how I felt after losing both of my breasts. I thought I would be clicking my heels and just going on about my business. I just didn't have to wear a bra, lucky me. And it turned out that that was the farthest thing from the truth. And I spent a long time dealing with the loss of something that most people would think is pretty trivial, but it's not. And I wish I had known about somebody like Ellen 2 months, 6 months after this had taken place, or even before it was going to take place, to be able to prepare my body and prepare myself emotionally for what was to come. But it didn't happen, and it happened the way it did. So I just simply work with what God has given me, and if someone comes to me and asks my advice or my thoughts on a similar situation, I will share my experience, because that's the only thing I know. But I do know that each person's psyche and body is different. But there are some pretty steadfast known things about what happens to a body when we're hacked up and sort of left to our own devices to heal. And most of the time it's not good.
Well, I
But
remember when you first started coming to see me, you called it iron bra syndrome, where you felt like you were locked in an iron bra. You want to talk a little bit
right,
about how that felt and then
yeah,
how I was able to help you with that?
it was. It felt like this strapping around my chest that was so tight that I could I stopped knowing what it felt like to take a full breath. And as the months and years went on post mastectomy, it seemed to get worse instead of relieving itself. And I think now that what was happening is the fascia around my ribs was all stuck together and was simply drawing tighter and tighter and tighter around my rib cage, and until Ellen started working and moving muscles around and getting some life back into that part of my body. I'm not sure really where I'd be today, but I learned a lot about myofascial and how critical movement is to our bodies, and especially in post any type of surgery, that when adhesions begin to form there, that also is difficult for a body to adjust to. And the other thing that I experienced was, as this muscles and fascia were tightening, they were also drawing my shoulders inward.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was walking through a store and looked out of the corner of my eye in a full length mirror, and I went, "Who is this crippled lady walking by?" And I realized it was me. It was imperceptible to me that what my muscles and ribs were doing, other than I felt pain, but I felt pain everywhere. So it was just one more pain. And it wasn't until I physically saw myself that I realized that something terrible was going on. And if I didn't do something, that I was going to be a hunchback within a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of the challenge that Ellen had to undo undo what the doctors had done to me and my body had taken off and was doing as well. It was sort of reversing on me.
It was quite a
Yes,
process,
it
but
was.
you made progress really quickly, and that was really encouraging to see. And it's just been a wonderful journey with you, and I really appreciate having you as a client. It's
Thank
just,
you.
and I know you guys don't know Patti, but Patti is awesome. And that's another thing about, being in this business is I get, awesome people
Yeah.
come and I get to
Yep.
meet awesome people.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you. And I think every day when I walk out of here, I just thank God that she crossed my path, because I don't really know where I would be without her intervention and help on righting my body to be. And I will never tell anybody that this is a quick process, because it is not. And you have to be patient, and you have to work at what you do. You have to work at what she asks you to do, because if you don't, your body will just continue to do what it wants to do, and you have to fight it to be able to to win the battle. But at least I have somebody wonderful to help me and give me the advice and things that I don't know anything about.
And for the viewers who don't know, Patti travels to me from Smyrna, and if you're not familiar, if you're watching somewhere else in the world, Smyrna is in the greater metro Atlanta area, and so your commute to me is about an
An
hour.
hour.
It's about an
Yeah.
hour. So
Yeah.
Patti finds it worth the drive.
That's exactly right. I am more than willing to fight Atlanta traffic to get to Ellen, because I know she's helping me. And when you make a connection with a healer, you're very lucky. And she is committed and she listens and she can interpret and use her knowledge to help you, and that's so much of the battle that and is the reason why I drive that hour back and forth.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story
You're
today with
welcome.
everybody. And again, I really appreciate having you as a client. You're just an awesome person.
Thank you.
And let me know down below in the comments if you want to share your cancer story. If you resonate with anything that Patti had to say, let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps it grow, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.